a perspective to us, right? So you don't want to be in a position of pursuit. You want to be in a position, right? Here's the reasons why you don't want to pursue. You rob him of his opportunity to hunt. If you pursue, you rob him of his opportunity to hunt. Number two, when you rob him of his opportunity to hunt, you rob him of his ego and his pride. Okay, and as a man, our ego and our pride is very important. And I'm not talking about the negative aspect. I'm talking about the fact that makes us as a man. You know, the ability to be able to boast a little bit and say, I did this. You rob him of that opportunity. Okay, all right. Number three, when you pursue and you don't position yourself, okay, all right, you also potentially put yourself in a position where you will not know fully how he feels about you. Men I call men the gatekeepers when it comes to relationship, commitment, and marriage. And if you pursue him, you will not know his true feelings and thoughts about whether he wants to commit to you or not. Guess what happened in the situation with Jonathan Owens and our good sis, Simone Biles? What did he say to us? He told us, I wasn't sure about the commitment. Why? Because in reality, she was pursuing. See, when you put it on him and he says he's not sure, you can say, hey, no biggie, I'm going to walk away. I don't need this in my life. Right? I don't need this in my life. Right? So when you put yourself in that position, when you begin to pursue, okay, when you put yourself in a position to pursue, what's going to happen is that you're going to struggle to be able to actually realize, does he want to commit to me? Not does he just want you, does he want to commit to you? Does he actually want marriage and relationship with you? Because men oftentimes are the gatekeepers when it comes to that. Women are the gatekeepers when it comes to sex. Like, if we want a sex, it's up to you. But if we want relationship and you want commitment, that man holds the keys. So you don't take his position of pursuit. Let him do it. Okay? Women should never be pursuing. Trust me. Don't let these guys lie to you that you don't have to pursue. Okay? In pursuit mode, because it's not your right position, you miss key natural signs whether this person is for you or not for you, right? Because it's not your natural position. Because it's not your natural position, you're not able to observe the man. When you are in position to receive, you can observe. Let me give an example, practical. You're in the club, you look over, you look. What does that mean? What's going to happen next? If he walks over, what do you get to do? You get to observe how he walks towards you. You get to see what shoes he's wearing. You get to see what shirt he's wearing. You get to see his belt buckle. You get to see his trousers. You get to see his haircut. You get to see his teeth, his smile, his eyes, his lips. You get to see everything because you're in a position of observing and receiving, not pursuit. When you pursue, you're focused on walking and getting towards that position. By the time you get there, it's already too late. Now, we used to have a joke amongst men, which is not really a joke, but back in the day when we used to go out, we used to have a joke that when women look down at your shoes, she knows instantly whether she wants to dance with you or not. So if she's backing it up, and she looks down at the shoes, the next thing she sees, if she don't like the shoes, when she look up at the face, she knows she's going to not like the face too, right? We have a joke like that. And the reason why that is because women are in a place of being positional, not pursuit. To pursue, go and get. Okay, all right? Go and get. Okay, all right. We are not having a discussion about what his status is, how much money she has or how much money he has. It's irrelevant to the point. We're talking about dynamics between men and women. Women should never be pursuing men, just like women should never be proposing to a man. Never propose to a man. Well, then never pursue him either, because all of that is leading up to that moment. If you would never propose to him, why are you pursuing him? You get what I'm saying to you, right? So just practically, don't put yourself in a pursuit position. You position yourself for him to come and collect, okay? Next point. If you pursue rather than position, what's going to happen is you rob yourself of covering too. And the reason why you rob yourself of covering is because oftentimes that dynamic between men and women is reversed and it doesn't change, because you're now entering into a contract with that person. What that means is this: how you started the dynamics is very hard to change that dynamic. How you went into it is oftentimes how it continues. So if you're pursuing him, you're not just going to pursue him on a dance floor or pursuing him because of his number. You're going to pursue him in the relationship too. You are going to be putting in work. Here's why you're going to be putting in work. Because you believe that you can do everything. You believe when you put your mind to it, you can get it. Guess how I know that? Simone told us that very thing. When I want it, I go after it. Here's the thing though. When you go after it and you go and get it, it also puts you in a position of pursuit in the relationship. And you're pursuing that person most times emotionally. You're chasing that person. You're having to always try to get something from them. You're always trying to convince yourself to be validated. Okay? All right? So you don't want to be in that place of pursuit because this will happen in a relationship. Yeah, I got my pen and paper. Don't play with me, people. Look. Don't play with me. I have notes upon notes upon notes. Don't play with me. I sat down for the last 4 hours making these notes because I wanted to go deep with this. Okay? All right? All right? So you're not pursuing. Okay? All right? So in that case, you don't want to rob yourself of the covering. And what the covering often is not necessarily just physical, it's emotional. See, something about Simone, and I'll go deeper in it a little bit later on, is that Simone has been uncovered in her childhood. And you hear me say this all the time, the women that are the most protective are usually the women that are the most unprotected. And because Simone has been unprotected for a very long time in her childhood, that caused some level of trauma, what happens is that when they go into a relationship, have you noticed she's now covering our boy? I'm not saying he hasn't covered her, by the way. By the way, I'm not saying he hasn't come out and told everyone to shut up when they were talking about her hair. No, I'm not saying he doesn't do it. I'm not saying he's never going to do it. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. What I'm talking about is, in general, this can put you in a position where the person doesn't cover you emotionally. And so now we've got a situation where he's talking wickedest. And the first thing Simone did was come out, defend him. Why? Because she's a fierce protector because she's been unprotected herself. She knows how it feels to be unprotected. So guess what's going to happen? It's not the protecting that's the issue. It's when you start protecting foolishness. Right? It's when you start protecting foolishness. Remember Tiana Taylor? If you've watched my videos, you know I spoke about Tiana Taylor and how because she wanted a father figure, she ended up protecting people. And so when you put yourselves in position to be wanting to be protected, you put yourself in difficult positions. And so for someone like Simone Biles, my concern is you're going to end up protecting him in foolishness rather than saying, hey, Negro, pull your bootstraps up and stop that buffoonery. And do you know how I know that? Because this story has come again. This is the second time or third time he's told this story, and he don't see nothing wrong with it, and she don't see nothing wrong with it. And in fact, this time she's coming to even defend him. Okay? This time she's even coming to defend him. All right? Okay? So let me give an example. I said this example, by the way, right? The reason why you don't want to pursue, but you want to be in position is because that will keep the contract going, right? In most cases, you can complain about the contract being away. It's very much more difficult to turn a dynamic around when you were always pursuing him and then be like, well, I want to be pursued. I want you to come and desire me. I want you to come and chase me. Not really chase, but I want you to want me to come after me. You know, I want you to do those things for me. And you're going to be like, yeah, I want to. But the reality is you set a contract. Let me give an example of why you've given a contract. Mobile phone contracts these days, right? Do you have to go into the store to get a renewal on your mobile contract? No, they can call you and they can say, we're going to just use your voice. And do you agree to X, Y, and Z? I'm going to read out a thing to you, terms and conditions, and you agree to it. Do you agree to it? Yes. Okay, we'll send out a new phone to you. That is now a new contract. Let me give you another example. On Vodafone, shout out to Vodafone, by the way, I have 25 gigabytes free anywhere in the world, data-wise. I don't have to buy a bolt-on. I don't have to buy anything extra. I get it free every month, no matter what country I go to. That's an old contract. The contract that me and Vodafone entered into is when I called them, I said it at the time, and they said, yeah, fine, fantastic. Now when I call Vodafone and I tell them, hey, can I get that same contract? They say, no. Things are different now. What do I mean by this? I'm explaining that because whatever dynamic you had previously, that's the contract you went into. More than likely, it's not going to change. It's going to stay the same. And here's why. Because people like the benefits of that original contract. Otherwise, they wouldn't have entered into the contract in the first place. Do you know what I'm saying to you? If I believe I'm the prize, why would I change that contract where I'm the prize in the contract? Why would you, as a woman, where you are being pursued and you're being taken care of and you're being loved and you're being protected, want to change that? You're being benefited. Why would you want to change that? So if you pursue a man and he's benefiting from the pursuit, why would he want to change the contract to, well, I'm suddenly going to be the pursuer now? He ain't going to do that. So you're going to stay in that position. And it's very hard to change that, right? My final point on that pursuit, and that's why I was going to keep it short on that, but I guess I went a little bit long. If you pursue a man, oftentimes it's because you're impatient. Okay, all right. You always feel you can change something. Your impatience is a problem. And guess what happens in a relationship when you enter it impatiently? You end up becoming the controller of the relationship. And you control it not by, literally being a controlling, abusive person, but you control it by little things. Hey, I don't want that to happen. Or hey, I don't want that to happen. Or hey, I don't want like this to that. And you can never relax because you're always on the offensive trying to change something. And when you deal with a man, oftentimes that gets boring after a while. That gets annoying after a while. And then you couple that with the fact that she's successful too. You couple that with the fact that obviously she's who she is. And you couple that with the fact that he's who he is. He's an NFL star. Like, let's not play down. Like, I'm not going to play him down. Like, he's an NFL starter. Even if he was a string NFL player, to get to the NFL, isn't it like 1 or 2% people that get to the NFL? He's elite, regardless. So it's just that she is the top of the pecking order of her competition. That's literally it. But he's also elite. So he's not going to want you to